Welcome back to the juxtaposition. Oh my God, what camera am I looking at? Welcome back to the juxtaposition, guys. I am your host, Nana Dankwa, alongside my two
I feel like we're back
co-hosts, and I'm back. Okay,
I feel like we're just getting interviewed. Like, oh my gosh, like what just happened?
I'm back, and Bernice took my spot.
No, this was
and
not his spot.
Arguing.
We've been rotating spots. Nana's always the star of the show, so you know we gotta.
Listen, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back.
I don't think they really missed you.
So the voice is back.
Free your voice.
Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, how was your guys' week without me on the podcast?
It was great.
How was the feedback you guys got?
It was amazing, actually. Really good. We got a lot of feedback of like just them really thinking deeply into their thoughts and how social media has affected them, and sharing that with their social media following as well. They shared it with them. So having the idea, I love how we had the conversation about how they kind of engage with the material. They just didn't just watch it. They actually engage with it and just was vulnerable with it too, and kind of saw themselves as like kind of connecting with the material. Also, when we were talking about just comparing ourselves and stuff like that, I think they also felt it too. Like one of the things is like being in an African household was a big thing, and a lot of Africans, I guess, connected with that.
Right.
Being, shout out to Dami, comparison is our currency. So yeah, it was good.
I liked it. I mean, I think a lot of people, once again, don't like to admit that they're struggling with comparison, or they just kind of like suppress it so they don't have to deal with it. But I think having that conversation allowed people to kind of sit with themselves and just figure out, am I really doing what I like or desire to be, or is it just because I see other people doing what they, or am I just doing what other people are doing because I feel envious or something like that. So
yeah.
But
well, me being spectator this time, watching it in my room, I just realized it was a great episode, by the way. I told them. I just realized, I feel like after this Corona dies on, or even you guys can, I just feel like you guys should do more stuff with women in the city, like conversations wise, because your voice, your voice is powerful. Your voice is powerful. So you guys need a
ditto to you as well.
Oh yes,
with the
vice
men.
versa. You could have just said vice versa.
No, I wanted to say ditto because I felt like that's the word that I felt in my spirit. Comme ça.
Okay. Anyways, to this topic today.
Let me introduce the topic, okay?
Yes.
So basically where this stemmed from was because I've seen a lot of relationships brewing during Corona.
Wait, it's February, say.
Yes.
February.
Oh, it is February.
This is we're venturing into a new series.
We're gonna call it the series of love.
Yes.
So this is everything that we're gonna talk about is all about relationships or love or anything in that aspect of, being in love.
Yes.
So, anyways, the topic, where I got this topic, this idea was because I seen a lot of relationships happening during Corona, and it kind of like made me wonder, like, is love dangerous during a pandemic? Is finding love or being in a relationship during a pandemic, is it dangerous? Because first of all, it stemmed because Michael B. Jordan and Lori Harvey got into a relationship, and I was like, well, it's because it's coronavirus and they're bored. But we're gonna get into that. And so that's our topic for today. The question is to you guys: do you think, or is love dangerous during a pandemic or in the midst of chaos? I would say. So this is gonna be. Normally we're always on the same side, but this week
we got some mixed emotion, mixed feelings, mixed.
It's gonna be a little different, and I like that
debate, right?
Because it's a conversation. Yeah, more than I don't know.
We usually have a conversation, but I feel like it's more gonna be a debate.
So, who wants to begin? I just feel like I'm the judge, and this is like a competition right now. But who wants to begin?
Ladies first.
What do you think?
Okay, so I'm on the side of. Yes. No. I'm on the side of sorry. No, love is not dangerous. Yes.
See, she don't even know.
No, because it sometimes it confuses me. But so yes,
love is dangerous.
Love is dangerous in a pandemic. Okay. One of the reasons why I think it's dangerous because of most people are just lonely in a pandemic right now. Mm-hmm. Most people don't even want they want somebody at their side right now. There's no one. They're in the house alone 24 hours a day. They go from kitchen to bedroom to no, and they see no one. Especially if someone doesn't even have a family. Usually some people are actually living alone. So to live with a spouse, I think a lot of people right now that are in a relationship are living together, and they chose to live together in order to not be living alone, right? So I think that's a big thing, because we don't want to be alone in this world. We're meant for companionship, and sometimes the companionship is not in the right mindset. Like, it's just because you need somebody to be there, maybe just somebody to talk to, and so that's my first point.
Anyways, that's cool and all. In my mind, I don't know, like, if she's talking about secular people or is she talking about, like...
Well, let's not divide it, but
I'm gonna
general.
mix everyone. Okay. That's a cool little point, whatever. But if both parties are grounded in faith, and if we're just mixing it together, if both parties are good with them within themselves, let's just say it like that.
Okay.
If we're not, if both parties are grounded within themselves and they're grounded in faith, then I believe it could be a good thing. Why so?
Okay, go ahead.
Because they're good within themselves.
Okay.
It is so, like, simple.
Yeah, but you can
No,
think...
hold up.
Okay.
Time out.
My
You
bad.
can think. Yes, you can think. But obviously when you get into that relationship, both of you guys will figure things out. And you're not running to point A to point B, like, you're talking and then you're married by the end of the quarantine. No. It's just, you guys are just...
Okay.
That's it.
Okay.
That's it.
Thoughts?
It's not a crime. It's not a crime. We're called... Listen, let me say this too. God promised us that we need a mate. We're called to be in relationships at one point in our life. So that's what I'm saying. If you put the work in on yourself, then it's okay.
Yeah, but how do you put the work in during a pandemic? The work should be during the pandemic, not
No, but some people have problems.
Okay, so no, finish.
Wait. So are we talking? Are we talking about? When did the pandemic start? March of 2020. They got into a relationship now. Like, maybe they took 5 months by themselves in quarantine and then got into a relationship after that.
But the reality is, when you're in the pandemic, first of all, when March came, everybody's like, oh my gosh, I'm free. I can do whatever I like. So it's already sped up the feeling of wanting, even though everything was shutting down, there's a desire to be in a relationship before the pandemic happened. So I feel like it's sped up because now you guys are no longer in front of each other. So you're talking to each other every day. So that's what I'm saying. Where is the space to find yourself?
Sorry.
No, go.
Oh, I also feel like I get what you're saying, but also the working on yourself, you can work on yourself, but you can work on yourself inside your house, but by the time you actually get out, it will be a different ball game. Like, the way, like, you have to interact with people, the way you have to go to work, it's going to challenge the way you've worked on yourself. Maybe you've worked on yourself to be, I don't know, for example, like, communication skills. Like, you've worked on it maybe with the 5 people in your house or something like that. But when you head out to work, you have different personalities, you have different people. So, like, that's another point.
I don't know. What do you think, Nana? Because Nana's getting a little hot over there.
No, I'm not getting hot. First of all, that's why there's something called adjustments. So when the world does start up, you can adjust. And you could tell the person you're talking to that, okay, this is going to be my schedule now, so we're going to adjust. I'm telling you, if 2 clear-minded people, reasonable people can come together in a pandemic, they can go out of a pandemic and figure it out. That's what I mean.
Yeah, I think also, like, I think when we were talking
Sorry,
about...
no, I'm cutting you off there.
Okay.
Because you said, where is there space? You're talking all the time. But what I said to that was, you can take time to get to know the person, longer conversation and real intimate convos to really get into the nitty gritty of stuff. Okay. And who says you have to talk all the time?
No, but that's
who lied. Who said that?
No, but I'm saying
it goes back to expectations and you expecting them. As in a relationship, most of the time you expect the person to call, you expect the person to be
But
on the phone all the time.
I wouldn't tell the person to talk all the time.
No, but there's an unspoken expectation of that sometimes. Like in a relationship, you expect the person to call you often. You expect to talk all the time. You expect to maybe, of course, you can't go on dates, but you will be talking a lot. And then you're going to feel bad that, like, maybe I can't say anything because truly, like, when you start getting into a relationship, like not one that has already been solidified, but a new relationship, you don't know the person that well already, so you're trying to just solidify those things.
Yeah,
so
but
you're
if you
still
don't know the person already,
hold on, you're still playing the fairy tale land, like, you know, the honeymoon phase where you want to make the person happy and not step on anyone's toes. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Okay, I was gonna say, like, actually I forgot my point because Janet cut me off. But what were you saying? Oh, longer conversations. But I'm saying, like, being lonely feels that the reason why you're having longer conversations. So you said, like, that's what I'm asking. Where is the time to decipher if this is, like, learning about yourself? It's good to have conversation with people. Don't get it twisted. Like, obviously, this is a great time to learn more about yourself when you're having conversation with people. But it's also taking time to not always talk to somebody and sit with yourself and sit with what's going on in your life.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
You can set boundaries, guys.
Okay.
You can set boundaries.
Okay.
Say, hey, I'm interested in you, but I'm still trying to figure out myself in this pandemic as well. Okay, instead of talking 7 days a week, let's talk 3 times during the week. But both sides is clear that we like each other. So let's talk 3 times in a week. If that's what you guys want, we can do that.
Okay.
There's stuff called boundaries,
Okay.
Janet.
Okay.
Right.
But you talked about, what was the other point that you said yesterday? No, you talked about how, like, it's dangerous because...
It's a coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like if you're dealing with something, you like, let's say you're dealing with anxiety or dealing with like a family member passing or something like that, you do want that person all the time in your space. So when you're talking to them constantly, you're feeling happy. You think, oh yeah, I'm getting better. You know, I'm dealing with this problem.
Yeah,
but truly you're not.
I wouldn't suggest to talk to someone or get in a relationship when you're going through something.
No, but that is what people do.
Yeah.
They need people around them. They need people in their circle to be able to feel, you know, like, okay, they can help me through it.
But that's not on my argument.
Okay.
That's not on my
I was going to say...
But that's true or not?
It's true, but that's not on my side.
I was going to say, like... I was going to say, I feel like that when that is in court or something.
He's like, let me say my points.
But I was going to say also, it depends on who we're talking about, whether you're in a relationship before Corona happened or you are starting a new relationship.
New.
Yeah.
So I said, that's why I kind of agree with Nana, because in a sense where if you are not a newbie in the relationship and you feel like there's something that's missing in your relationship, this period of time where we're in, it actually helps your relationship because it takes the time to have longer conversation.
It's going to test your relationship.
Learn understanding and communicate and, you know, because you're not physically seeing each other, right? So it's easier to make sure you guys call each other, check up on each other, you know, express that you still are interested in the relationship. But
you can fake the funk.
Okay. Yeah, but if you're but
if you're as real as you say you are in a relationship, then you're gonna mans are gonna.
But I'm saying also
depends on how long the relationship is.
Yes,
of course.
But
if it's like 1, 2, 3 years in, but the first year is kind of.
I mean, but that's the thing. This period allows them to figure out whether I want to be with this person or not. But as somebody who's fresh and just, you know, in the midst of the Corona is looking.
Gotta set the boundaries.
But
it's harder when you're starting a fresh relationship than if you know the person. It's easier to set boundaries when you've been longer in their relationship.
Yeah.
Than to have a fresh relationship.
But I'm saying boundaries. That's what I'm saying. If you're starting new, the boundaries.
Most people don't talk about that in the beginning.
Yeah. What boundaries are you talking about?
So if I met someone new, you know, and I'm super like aware of my faith and where I want to be at with my growth, I'm gonna tell the person, yo, I'm interested in you. I think we're talking a bit too much, so I'm just gonna, you know, like call you, like we should talk like 3 times a week. If you don't accept that, then that's not my problem.
That's easier said than done.
We're adults here, you know. We could talk about that. I'm pretty sure someone has done that in the world before. It's not like rocket science, guys.
But also in the cultural society, that's not like secular society. Most people are not going to do that. most people are not going to set their boundaries. If you like really think about it, they're just going to go along with what makes them feel good. But as a Christian, of course, you're going to try to set those boundaries.
I think you can still set boundaries in the secular world.
No, you can. But I said most people, they wouldn't really set the boundaries.
Then you know that person is not for you.
Well, I mean,
you just made it easy.
That may be one of the reasons.
Let me tell you this. If I set the boundary and the girl's like, ooh, the girl looks and say like, oh damn, I forgot my point. Damn it! Damn it!
You did a me.
Nah, hold up. Nah.
We'll come back to you, okay?
While he figures out his point, we're gonna go into our little ad for Sarfo and Vieira. Just take a moment to listen to it, and we'll be right back.
Sarfo and Vieira is a Black-owned business in local Toronto. They were inspired by creating a distinct brand that could be used to give back to the community. Their vision is to build a popular brand that is recognizable. Their mission is to provide the finest complementary pieces to help you complement your confidence. Well, listeners, we have something special for you guys. We have partnered up with Sarfo and Vieira to give you guys a discount code to use for the month of February. As you know, February is the month of love. And here is the discount code. TJP20. I'm going to say it again. TJP20. So you can use that at your final purchase at sarfo-vieira.com. This is their website, sarfo-vieira.com. So make sure you guys use that discount code before February 15th. Once again, February 15th is the last time to use the discount code. Have a great one, and let's tune back into the podcast.
My point was, I got it, people. If she waits for you when you set the boundaries, then you know she's probably a real one.
Okay.
You know?
I agree.
And let me say this too. I forgot to say, when you can be building a better foundation with each other, and like I said, to get to know the real, and you can also set boundaries about purity. So when the world does open, it's not like so like brand new, because you guys been talking about that. Because the time that you're not with each other, the time you're apart from each other, it will help. But when you guys see each other and when the world opens up, it's not a shock because you guys been talked about that.
Okay, I like that, but I also said that it's also a dangerous thing, because if you are working on purity, people are lonely, so they want to be intimate with their partner, okay? They want to be intimate, so the fact that we're far apart, it's now a struggle. And especially if you struggle with it before. This coronavirus doesn't just make your desires disappear, but that's what I'm saying. If it doesn't make it disappear, so you're struggling now because in your mind it's like, okay, I know I have to work on my purity, but I'm struggling. So this can lead to people falling into pornography and sexual sin. And wait, and there's plenty, because people are lonely and people are bored. Listen, people are lonely and people are bored, and there's plenty of shows out there that have those aspects of the show that show relationships. So people are desiring relationship already, and they're watching shows that even fuel the desire to fulfill those things, and they're also showing the sexual part of it. So
well,
okay,
that's a blurred line, because when it comes to a secular world, they look at pornography like it's not a problem.
But but the Christian aspect, even as a Christian, you're still a human being. You still struggle with sexual thoughts.
Okay. If we're talking about Christians, that's what I'm saying. If we're talking about Christians,
as a human being, your desires, regardless if you're Christian,
is weak
it's still you're still going to struggle with the desire to fulfill those things.
So how is that the other person's fault?
It's not, and that's why it's important to have community around you who will build you up during those times.
Okay, so we should add that.
Yeah, but instead of focusing on instead of focusing on getting to a destination, of wanting to be together as a unit, as a relationship, maybe you should just build on the foundation of a friendship instead of focusing on like, I want this to be, or like the end goal. The end goal is to get into a relationship, but during the coronavirus, you're not thinking, okay, by, I don't know, May, we should be together. Like, we need to put a label on it.
Both parties say that.
I know, but a lot of times it's like we're speeding it up because, oh my gosh, it's a pandemic, so we need to get things going and need to get things rolling. We need to be together. We need to do this. We need to do that. Especially when it was the summertime and you're able to go out. A lot of people are getting together.
Right. And I was also going to tag on the you're saying as the ideas of people watching movies, romance movies and stuff like that. That goes into them having a fantasy of how their relationship should be. So now they're looking at that TV and they're spending more time inside. Even those shows they might even watch with their partner newly or been in a relationship for a few years. They watch it and they have that ideal perception of, oh, you know, they treat like this girl in the relationship. This is how our relationship should be. And then you're pressuring your man or your woman or whatever to be like that person. So you have unexpected expectations once again for your partner to fulfill, which they can't.
I can agree with that. I don't have no problem with that.
Okay.
We can agree with that. Okay. But I'm gonna come up with a new point too. It can the pandemic can allow you guys to be creative with each other. Okay. That's a good key.
It is. Have. It does allow people to be
yes.
creative. Yes.
And the pandemic can test the relationship. It shows who you guys really are. That's a big.
It does. It does.
Big one too.
Okay. I have another point. But in a pandemic, sometimes because you want a relationship so bad and you're lonely and you're using it to cope, you can use it to be, you can use it to settle for a relationship.
If you treat yourself like a king or queen that you should be,
I know, but then
you would never be. You would never be in that position.
Okay, but had past experiences.
Okay, but hold on, don't forget the thought. But you said treating yourself as the queen and king that you should be. If you don't give yourself time to figure out how to be a queen or a king in that time, how would you know? You don't know because you already started a new relationship. So the fact is, you need to come back to start the beginning and focus on yourself instead of
remember what I said. We rolled the tape back. Remember what I said. I said it's okay to give yourself like a 5-month. Like not everyone found someone at the clock when it hit 12 p.m. or 12 a.m. on March 25th when they locked us down. Not everyone said, okay, yeah, this boyfriend or girlfriend, we're together now. No, people had like 4 or 5 months in, 6 months in, and then they got into relationships.
Some people were in the blurry stages and they're like, maybe we should just be in a relationship because it's a pandemic and I don't want to be alone, so let's just get together so I'll have somebody to be going over to, then they settle for that person because they're like, okay, well, this person's good enough, they accompany me, and then because of your past experiences you don't know how to be treated like a queen or a king, right? You just, whatever they taught you from before, you carried it into the next relationship, and now that's how you think now.
And that's why I'm saying you need to give yourself space. Like, I agree, obviously people are not getting into relationships like right as soon as the pandemic started.
Like the blurry line.
But it does increase the rate of how many people are getting into relationships. Like, I can only imagine how many people have gotten into relationships during this pandemic.
Just for companionship.
Just because of companionship and they're lonely. Yeah. And that's the thing, like, when you talk about how, like, taking those past experiences into a new relationship, that's when you need to give yourself space to unlearn. It took you how long to learn those things? Now you have to give yourself the same amount of space, maybe even more, to unlearn those things that you learned in those previous relationships.
I always look at people weird from them stopping a relationship to hopping back into a relationship. Mm-hmm. So I'm on that boat. I just don't feel like it's healthy.
It's not healthy.
I don't know how when I see celebrities do it.
You don't even deal with what happened.
Yeah, you don't deal with it at all. So then when they say I'm fine, nothing's wrong with me. No, that's a lie. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that's healthy. I will never tell any of you guys to do that. Be by yourself, enjoy your singleness. But when it's time to rock and roll, then it's when it's time to rock and roll. You can all the stuff that you learned, God has taught you.
Yes.
All the stuff that God has taught you, you put that into effect and you go with it. Don't block your blessing.
And do the same.
Don't block your blessing. Don't block your blessing when it's standing right there in front of you.
Right.
Okay. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
But sometimes you need to block the blessing for your well-being.
No, I agree.
I agree.
Single. Okay, wait.
Sometimes they just see like,
I agree.
I'll just choose because.
But also, a blessing could be a blessing. The enemy can use that blessing as a distraction from what God has called you to be. Like, once again.
So when are we?
No.
No, hold on.
Okay, go.
Are we forever gonna say that?
What?
Like what you said. Like,
no, but I'm saying
we can always
sometimes.
we can always. Sometimes people can get trapped into
that
saying
statement.
that.
Okay,
No,
yes,
okay, I
For a long time. You know?
That is getting really passionate right now. But
Go.
I understand. Like, you can't use that for
and I
everything.
agree to that too. But when are we gonna stop and
But I'm saying
buckle
if
the
you
boots?
don't, like, everybody starts by. Hey. Everybody starts by themselves. Everybody starts as an individual. So you need to learn about your own voice and learn things that you do that is not of God. So once you begin to learn things about yourself, and then you realize, okay, this is God that's telling me, okay, now it's time. Now it's time. Now it's I give you space. Now, okay, this right here is something that you should go for. But if you don't give yourself room, that's why I keep saying, if you don't give yourself room to learn things about yourself, and then also compare it to what God is saying about you, you're always gonna fall into a next relationship that
you're gonna
keeps
learn it
trying
from the relationship.
Yes, and then you never know
learning it from
anything
him.
about yourself, and somebody's always gonna be able to define you and tell you, like, this is who you are, this is who I am, that's how I behave, I'm always like this, I'm always like that. So that's what I'm saying. It's so important to, like, learn about yourself, invest in your singleness. Some people this year needed to get out of relationships and not be in relationships. Some people just needed to focus on themselves, and that's why I said
keep on holding on
and have their own thoughts,
have their own thoughts.
own
And that's why I said, like, that's why I asked this question: is love dangerous? It's not that we don't think, like, you can't pursue love in a pandemic or chaos. Like, sometimes it actually saves people's lives, to be honest.
sure.
Some people come into their lives and they fill them up and they help them with their purpose. But there's the other aspect of, like, this is your time to figure out who you are and who God has called you to be. There's a lot of people who are supposed to be in certain lanes or doing something or developing something or being creative, like you said, but they're so distracted by the aspect of being their relationship. They no longer are able to fulfill what God has called them or the purpose that God has called them. So this pandemic is like, it could be dangerous, but no, it's also saving lives. So it's like it's up to what stage in your life you're in right now.
And people need to stop thinking, oh, it's a pandemic, this is the only time I can work on myself. No.
Yes,
Okay,
you're right.
You're right.
Create time. This question is, I think we're putting too much on the pandemic.
No, but we have to take
life is going on.
No, you're right.
What, when
You're
life
right.
starts, are we gonna say I'm too busy for God?
No, but this is the space for you to become disciplined.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know that. But when the time comes when the world does start, are we just going to stop what we've been doing in the pandemic because I have work to do, I have school work to do? No, that journey still continues, right? So what I was saying, your point was 100% facts. But the stuff you learn, you're going to have to go into a relationship and use what you learn and put it into play.
Right.
So there's no wrong answer.
Like,
because your answers may make me look like I'm the bad one or something.
no,
like that.
he's not. He's basically trying to go back to the verse of Proverbs 27:17 is iron sharpens iron.
That's my Bible verse for today too.
Yes, it is.
Iron does sharpen iron.
Okay.
But let me just say this. Bernice is right though. You need time to figure out yourself. You need that time in the pandemic to learn more about God and to unravel all the traumas you have and to unlearn the stuff you learned in that relationship that was toxic. There's some people that was in toxic relationships. So I do understand that. But when my notes is when the time comes and the ball needs to start rolling. You dig what I'm saying?
You dig what I'm saying? Because both of our points are sufficient.
It is, but wait, I have more points.
Oh.
I have more points for you guys. It strengthens the relationship. The pandemic can help strengthen the relationship, okay? If you can get through this, you can get through anything, okay? Am I wrong?
Yes.
Why am I
No,
wrong?
sorry. No, you're not wrong, but yes. I mean, in a sense where, like, you're not wrong, but there are things that are bigger than the pandemic.
Oh, for sure.
What are you talking about?
Like, he's saying, like, if you can get through the pandemic,
you
can get through it. I said there's things that are bigger than the pandemic. So this can be a baby food for some people.
I mean,
Is
I wouldn't.
it?
I wouldn't.
Hold up,
It's
hold up.
not. I wouldn't say
Is
that.
it though?
It's not. It just...
Think about what we had in 2020. What happened in 2020?
No, I know, but I'm saying in a sense where if you're not, like, if you're together, either you're just living together and you guys are just doing your daily thing, it might not have affected you like it has affected drastically some other people. You can't say that the whole pandemic has affected regular people, celebrities, as celebrity people who are still going around vacation, still doing what they need to do. I mean, I'm talking about other things like maybe like a death of a loved one or mental illness or those type of stuff where it's physically burdening to you. This is physically burdening to you, but you still can run your life like daily and be okay. Yeah. If you're in, like, you get what I mean? But it's because of, as humans, of course, we're called to be like around each other and communicate with each other. So that would be the hardest part. But thank God for the apps. We can still communicate to Zoom. We can communicate to FaceTime. We can do all those things. We just won't get the physical touch of somebody or the physical smell of somebody in the room, like physically being there. But truly, there are other stuff that can be worse than the pandemic.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
hey man.
But I get what you mean, because it is hard for humans to not be with human contact.
When it was time to make notes or my points, my fight, because I know I won. When it you know, I had the yes answer and the no answer, so I knew the points that were coming for me.
He leaned more on one side though.
But I understand what you're saying though. And
I do
what
too.
You're saying is
Yours
not
is
wrong.
valid.
And what I'm saying is not wrong too.
It goes both ways.
It does go both ways.
It depends where you're
time,
at. Okay, my goodness.
But when it's
like
time,
3 times already.
When it's time, you already know what to do. I don't even know what to call them. Like, you know when some people have like the barbs or my juxtaposition people, TJP people or something like that.
That's not
when it's time, it's time. Don't block your blessings.
You're right. Don't block your blessings. Definitely don't block your... Don't go like... Definitely don't block your blessings, but also don't get distracted because you can. That can happen.
Trust me, and you know, people like... Actually, some people...
They don't.
No, okay, wait.
Let me finish what I'm
all
saying. Sense is coming.
No, some people do know when they shouldn't be in a relationship.
Yeah, they do.
Some people,
but they just stay in it.
Know, but there's also some people that don't know.
It's subtle. Like they kind of
exactly.
like,
or there's some people that know, but they're really like holding on to that idea of I want this person still.
Yeah.
Because it's
so figure it out, Regin.
But how do they figure it out? Like, what are your ways if you were in that situation or in a situation?
You need
of
that
being
community around you because sometimes your head, your opinion, and you reading the Bible, you get it messed up. You interpret. Hey, help me. You interpret words or interpret Bible verses
the
differently
context,
because that's your opinion and
taking it out. Of
context,
so
you need that community around you. That person that's gonna tell you like, yo, man, nah.
Or you're getting it wrong. Like take yourself. That's the thing. The Bible reads you, and so
some
when
people don't want to take themselves out of the situation.
So when it reads you, you're just like, oh no, that's not it. Let me look at it this way. Like I'm gonna
or watching sermons. Oh no, that's not me.
That's not me.
I'm ready.
Yeah, so it's like that's very important. Community around you is super important because if it's just you alone by yourself through every situation, like there's something wrong. There's something wrong.
Go get a mentor.
That's when it's dangerous. That's when love is dangerous because you don't know what
love is blind.
Right.
Love is blind. Definitely love is blind. What is something else that if you were in a situation, definitely I would say go to God and seek that. Is there a ghost in here?
No, there's not a ghost.
I would say definitely go to start off with you being vulnerable with God and expressing your desire, like the desire that you actually. I had to do that yesterday, and I wrote down every single desire, and even if it had nothing to do with God, I said, "Listen, God, this is everything that I desire, everything I've always wanted, whether it be envious of somebody else, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a job. This is everything I want." And so when you lay it down and be vulnerable before him, then it gives you a clear mind to allow him to speak into your ear. But when you don't give him everything and you're trying to be God,
or you're just stuck in your head,
or this is what you say,
if it's your
will, Father,
your will.
Let it be your will, thy will be done, thy kingdom come. You're lying. Your motive is wrong. You already know the underlying desire is not that his will be done. It's that your will be done on this earth as it is in heaven in your mind. But definitely be vulnerable so that you can get clarity. Anything else that you wanted to say? So what was the question? Like if you how did to go? I don't remember.
It's basically your moral story. That's
something. How would you deal with it to get clarity and understand if it's for you, if it's not for you?
Yeah, definitely an older person, as Nana was saying, like a mentor, definitely needed. Someone who's maybe experienced like a female or a male who's in a relationship or is in a marriage. Like you need those older people who have been through it, who can tell you the stories of how they've worked through that, relationship and give you tips on how to go through those different steps, maybe passages as well. I mean, preferably a person who is in the faith who can actually guide you and give you wisdom and sound advice. And regular friends, of course, is good as well too, but their motive might be wrong. Their motive might be for you, and they might want to say what you want to hear. You don't want a yes man. You want someone who's going to tell you the truth.
The truth, yeah.
So look for those people in your life to tell you the blunt truth sometimes.
Well, this was fun. I like this. See, I like when we don't always sit on the same page, but it's also good because we're also taking feedback from each other. And listen, we're not perfect.
It was a good combo, actually.
It was not perfect. But listen, let us know what you think. Is love dangerous?
Tell me I won
during a pandemic, and don't tell Nana that
Tell
he won.
me I won.
What do you think? Is love dangerous?
Put
it down in the comments. Put it down
definitely
in the
comments. Message us on Snapchat,
Instagram.
And also, don't forget, this is the love series. Is
Yeah,
that what it's called?
it's a love series. We're gonna
the month of love.
The month of
love.
February.
I sing the Keisha Cole song. Love.
Nah. Anyways, so check out for that. We're gonna be talking about some nice topics.
Yeah, we're gonna get into
the month of February.
Yeah.
You never know. Some nice people will probably join.
Show up.
Not in person though.
Yeah, this is a pandemic. It's a pandemic.
Yes.
It's a pandemic.
So anyways, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, The Juxtaposition Podcast. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're listening right now, make sure you follow and share with your friends. Also, don't forget that we have Sarfo and Vieira. They give us a discount, so make sure you guys go to their website. They're having a sale too, so which is crazy.
Buy something for your lady,
or to your husband or your significant other. Some bling bling, some beautiful watches on there.
And guys, please don't forget to hit the notification bell, because that is super important, because you won't know when our videos come up. So you need to hit that bell and it'll pop up on your feed, and you can click it and watch it and share it and like it and subscribe
and do all that stuff. All right.
Thank you.
I hope you guys have a fantastic, blessed week, and we'll see you guys on the next episode. And we are out.
I thought you were going to say, and we are the Juxtaposition, and we're out.
Oh, it's not a news podcast. Yeah.